You don't build a reputation on what you're going to do. You have to get your ass in gear. There's over 400,000 of you out there now. 400,000 people who I've been able to reach, to teach, to educate, inspire, and entertain. People who enjoy what I do enough to come back and even subscribe. You did this. Thank you. Thank you for being the living embodiment of my dream, to make people laugh while they learn, to make cool shit and share it with good people, and to make a difference. To leave a tiny but meaningful positive impact on the world, and to matter to someone. Thank you for being my inspiration every time my brain battles a blank page in hopes of trying to make the world a tiny bit smarter. Thank you for being my muse, the audience I admire, annoy, antagonize, and ponder as I painstakingly pen my prose of curiosity and wonder, only to clumsily deliver it to the cantankerous camera here in my itty-bitty shitty basement bunker. Thank you for giving me a chance. I've never been particularly good with people. Those that I don't annoy the hell out of with relentless questions tend to annoy the hell out of me because they don't care about anything of substance and just want to watch the world as a spectator instead of working to make a difference. I get along better with machines, tools, computers, and other things that don't judge me because I'm weird and awkward and never know quite what to say in the moment. But I can write, and if smart is the new sexy, I can be a cerebral porn star with enough editing. I give great mind. Through this lens and the electronic ethos of the digital domain, I can take the time to craft my words, research my ideas, check my math, and most of the time fuck my way through presenting it well enough for long enough that we can fix most of it in post. And the lighting is still shit. I know this looks like a bad 90s PBS show with the TMU version of Michael Keaton playing some unholy mix between Bill Nye and Deadpool, but you know, it works. It's real. It's what I can do. It's not perfect, it's not even pretty, but it's honest, and I'll take sincerity over perfection any day. It was mid-January when I published my first serious scripted intentional short. There were a few before it, but those were just me learning what a short was and figuring out how to make video in this ridiculous vertical format for short attention span theater. For all meaningful metrics, this began on January 16th, 2024. I had 24,551 subscribers. This channel goes back 16 years with almost 3,000 long-form videos, and in all that time, I couldn't break 25,000 subs. To be fair, I never tried. This was just my stupid personal blog, lab notes, and a bunch of boring, obscure, high-voltage shit that nobody wanted to watch. But all that changed in January. That was about 283 episodes ago as I stand here today. Every one of them an experiment, a test, a lesson, and a question. And you've answered. The first episode got 1 million views. I wasn't prepared for that. This has been a test to see if I was able to do this. To see if I could deliver decent quality content with persistent consistency. Could I write comedy on command? Could I keep up with the endless hours of writing and editing? Could I be reliably funny without pissing too many people off? I've pushed boundaries, my endurance, your patience, and the limitations of my available space and resources. And thanks entirely to you, we've built an audience of 400,000 people. And that's fucking terrifying, because decisions are made by those that show up. You matter. You've noticed by now that I actually read your comments. I hang out in the Discord and invite you on live streams into my shop while I'm working and shooting videos. This isn't a one-way street. You're a tangible, visceral, useful, and productive part of my life. And that's magical. Because together, we've proven capable of so much more than any one of us could have accomplished on our own. You've made this stupid channel of dopey engineering videos and dick jokes into one of the top 0.1% of YouTube. That's a platform with over 40 million active content creators. That's not nothing. Now, it's time to take the next step.
World domination!
No!
Eat the rich!
No.
Blood and thunder!
No. Well, yes, actually. Because what you've seen so far is just foreplay. All of this is just the little stuff that I can hold in my hand, fit on this tiny workbench, and carry down the stairs. These are all tiny toys, safe for being inside the house. Would you like to blow shit up, make 20-foot lightning bolts, hack giant robots, and crush quarters with electromagnetic fields? Want to play with an actual bomb sight or a missile guidance system? How about transformers big enough that you can fit inside? Because I've got the toys. I got a storage unit packed to the rafters with all manner of things that responsible adults get twitchy about when I start playing with them. I got stuff that'll make my PO prolapse his prostate just by turning it on. I've spent my entire lifetime building incredible machines, tools, and toys to get people excited and curious about the world of science and engineering. I've built Tesla coils that only threw 20-foot arcs because the ceiling was too low to go longer. I've built a Newton's cradle the size of a 2-stall garage. I've built gigawatt impulse generators that require a bunker to operate, and you can feel 2 city blocks away. And all I want is to share these marvelous toys with you, because I'm not the guy who's going to cure cancer or solve fusion energy. You are. Somewhere on the other side of this lens are the passionate, creative people that are going to solve the next generation of the world's puzzles. It won't be me, but if I can keep you curious, if I can spark your imagination and help you hold on to that while the world tries to stomp it out of you, we got a chance. If I can make you laugh long enough to learn something useful, you become the hope for the future. The future needs you. I need you. Because you're going to matter to more people than you can imagine. The problems you'll solve and the things you'll accomplish can impact the lives of millions of people in tangible, positive, meaningful ways for generations to come. That is the power of science and engineering, the power of curiosity and invention. The magic and miracles of modern society wasn't created by gods. They were built by nerds screwing around in their workshops. The steam engine that created our industrial age started out as a toy. The modern version was made by a Scottish instrument maker who couldn't even get an apprenticeship and married his cousin. The transistor, which is the basis of all modern technology, was made by 3 nerds screwing around in a lab. When the first laser was invented, they measured the output power in gillettes, because the first thing they did with it was shoot holes in razor blades. Can we get through 3 now? Well, that's a 3 Gillette laser. These were people just like us, screwing around with interesting bits of kit. The scientific method you learned about in 3rd grade is just a fancy way of saying fuck around, find out, and write it down. You guys get foamy over my tornado siren in the backyard, and I don't even have that working yet. I can only imagine what you'll do when you see me crush a quarter to the size of a dime from a magnetic field of a thunderbolt. I'm gonna blow your mind. But I can't do it alone. There's a steaming pile of people on here who get successful, buy expensive cars, and proceed to do monumentally stupid shit in search of views. They piss away fortunes on fancy clothes, bad choices, and recreational pharmaceuticals. 30-year-old adolescents with more money than brains who entirely too many people consider role models. Don't you think we can do better? Don't you deserve better? We have the ability to not just broadcast, but meaningfully communicate back and forth with a global audience at the lowest cost in human history. We can share ideas, create, and teach, and do this with an entire planet in the blink of an eye. This is a power unimaginable when I first picked up a microphone. When I was 15, the president of any country on earth didn't have the media reach that the average 15-year-old does today. The ability to instantly speak to a global audience from a magic rectangle in their pocket. I don't want to be one of the cool kids. I've seen Scooter.
How much is the fish?
And he's a fucking moron, making millions selling vacuous stupidity. That's what young people are watching today. I'm not that guy. I'm a middle-aged weirdo who wants to teach you how to make lightning in your backyard and inspire you to get a real job doing something meaningful. I want you to make a difference, a living, and have a shot at a decent life in a world that could really use some smart people. And to that end, I need the missing pieces, a workshop and a staff. My next goal is to just build this to a point where I have a decent workshop, big enough to do real projects in and some basic high voltage work, and a small team of competent, capable people to help me make videos that don't suck. Nothing massive, it has to be affordable, responsible, possible. I can't do it alone. At my current income, it would take a decade just to save up enough to build even a tiny workshop at today's ridiculous prices. I won't suck the government tit, and I'm trying like hell to avoid the trappings and loss of creative control that comes with having sponsors. This channel isn't going corporate. Fuck that noise. I want to earn it on my own. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. I want it to be real. Because what I do have is a massive body of work. My store has a staggering collection of t-shirts that I designed and you think are awesome. I've written a couple books that are funny as hell and make great gifts for the people in your life that are smart and twisted enough to enjoy our kind of comedy. The cool thing about the shirts and the books, they're all made on demand. So if I get a giant pile of orders for them, there exists infrastructure to fulfill those orders right away. I created them, and other companies print them, so it doesn't all depend on me. Please stick to the shirts and the books, though. Everything else in the shop is made right here in my basement, and that takes time we don't have if you want to get your order by Christmas. I haven't really broadcast the existence of my Patreon and Ko-fi because I didn't want to hold my hand out and beg for support without having proven that I was worth your time. You don't build a reputation on what you're going to do, you have to stand and deliver. I proved myself, and now it's something that you should know about. I had to earn it first because you deserved that, and you should hold people to that standard. Don't piss away your money making millionaires out of morons. Invest in people who do good. Patreon and Ko-fi are powerful tools, and if we use them responsibly, give us the power to work together to accomplish huge goals. A few bucks of pocket change a month is nothing to most of us. It's a meaningful gesture at a trivial cost. But if we can get a few thousand people to all do that together, it adds up fast and can create tangible, magical results. Because we don't have 15 levels of management and administrative costs. It's you and me. There's no bullshit or marketing or anything. It's just us working together to build something from the ground up. If you want to find justice, it's just us. But before you get on my Patreon or Ko-fi, please take a moment and consider something important. I'm terrified of there being some kid out there who doesn't have the life experience or critical thinking abilities to responsibly donate to something. I spent 25 years in the nonprofit sector, and I've seen way too many charitable organizations spin people and take their money to waste it in ways that make me want to take a steaming shit the size of a birthday cake in the leather floors in their lobby. Please remember this life lesson from someone who's been in the trenches and been beaten down by the horrible people that run most of the nonprofit world these days. Don't give money to someone who has more of it than you do, all right? Do I appreciate your support? Sure, I need your help. But I'm not destitute, I've got a job. And if that $5 means more to you than it does to me, keep it. You can help in other ways, and I sincerely appreciate it. But don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. I got burned pretty bad learning that lesson. I spent my life building a school because I wanted to help make the world a tiny bit better. I tried to do it by the book, built a nonprofit, had a board, a massive staff, and a city block of downtown to put it in. And it nearly killed me. I don't have the fake nice bullshit skills of a fundraiser. I scare the living hell out of people with corporate brains. I'm a great teacher, but a terrible businessman. I don't have the fuck you pay me personality that requires, and I'm just not that kind of smart. I gave everything I had for 2.5 decades to serve that ideal, to be what everyone told me they wanted me to be. All I got for it was so much debt that I got desperate, turned into a shitty person I hated, and made colossally bad choices. I ended up destroying my entire life's work and doing time. I never want to work in nonprofits again. I'm a dreamer weirdo who wants to know how things work and teach the tiny bit of it that I understand to curious nerds who ask too many questions. I don't ever want to work in an office, and I never want to see a boardroom again. But toss me in a shop with some genuine people and decent tools, throw away the bullshit of corporate culture, and let's tell jokes that are guaranteed to get us sent to hell on a short bus, and we can kick ass together. We don't need a human resources department, we need actual resourceful humans. I just want to be real. I'll try to be funny along the way, but the most important thing in all of this is that it's genuine. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. There's gonna be hard days. This is gonna take a ton of work and it's gonna be expensive. I'm gonna make mistakes, but when I do, I'll stand up and own it, like I always have, and we'll do better tomorrow. Slow, steady, positive change. I've spent an entire year proving myself to you, and proving to myself that this is possible. Together, we accomplished those goals and have the numbers to prove it. You and I did something incredible together. We threw away the bullshit rules of education and found an audience hungry for something smart and funny.
I take what I do very seriously, without taking myself too seriously. And that's a difficult needle to thread.
So how about we take the next step and do the impossible? I've taken it as far as I can in 400 square feet of basement workshop. Now, I'm asking you to help me build a few thousand square feet so that I can give you a higher level of projects, accomplishments, and voltage. So check out my books. I'll put the links in a pinned comment, but links suck on mobile, so you're gonna have to get creative. Check the shirts. Just the shirts at bigbeaverenergy.com. You're smart enough to find the store there, bigbeaverenergy.com. Store. I'll put the link to that in the comment as well. And if you just want to throw cold nickels at me like I'm a cheap stripper, the Patreon and Ko-fi links will be there for you to explore. Either will get you access to some fun stuff, some of it deeply inappropriate and not suitable for children. I make interesting machines for freaky people sometimes. But there's also lots of behind-the-scenes stuff. But it's all entirely your choice. I'm not going to treat you like an idiot. Enough people have done that your whole life. I'm going to give you better because I expect better from you. I'm going to make the best content I can and expect you to get engaged, involved, leave useful and insightful comments, and help one another to learn, to grow, and change. Because it gets better, but we have to work together to get there. Thank you. From my soul, thank you for giving me an incredible year, for giving me your time, patience, and attention, for giving me a single minute every day while you're hiding in the shithouse from your boss and sharing a laugh, and most importantly, for giving me a chance. I love you and appreciate you more than I'll ever have the words to properly express. Now, let's change the world.